All right. Okay, we're getting a chance to see if this works. I'm trying this from mobile, so you have to bear with me a minute. I'm going to have to check my main screens and see what's going on here. We'll have that for you in just a moment. I am live today in the layout room, trying live streaming through my mobile device, but didn't realize it was going to be such a bear cat to do it. But we're making do. I'm trying to follow along on my laptop because I don't have all the cool stream editors and all that kind of stuff. But I'm trying to watch and see what I have going on so I can at least watch the chats. So, all right, there it goes. I can see what's going on. I'm going to get it up on my big screen as well. And we're just working on trying to get some work done and trying this out in the layout. So sorry it's a little choppy. I'm just getting things working. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to follow along on the laptop with my chats. I'll try to answer them as we go. But right now what I'm doing, I'm trying to get up on my big screen too here at the same time. But what I'm doing here, as you'll see today, I am going through and doing some track work here today. And I'm trying to see about how far behind I am on my stream. I'm about 10 seconds behind, so you're going to have to bear with me. But got a great deal. Here, I'm going to show you this while I'm here. I got a great deal today, a couple days ago, on some track. Went into my local hobby shop. They weren't quarantined to buy a couple pieces of new track. He was selling for, what, $4.95, which is still a great deal in and of itself. Had 7 pieces for me. And he said, that's all I got that's new. And so I said, okay, what do you have that's not new? And he showed me this pile that someone had brought in and said, hey, I can't use this anymore. If you can find someone that can, by all means, get what you can for it. Well, he said he didn't really want to deal with it and didn't know how much you should price it for, and asked what I'd be willing to pay for it. And I looked at it and I said, well, what do you want for it? I'm not terribly picky, you know. And he said, well, how does $15 sound? And I probably got about a dozen pieces or more. 4 of those were pretty close to brand new as well. So it's, yeah, it was a pretty good deal. I was excited about it. And now I've got that option to do some work here. But anyway, trying this out for the first time, seeing what happens. Just down here getting some more cork road bed out. Some of this is left over from my last layout. I'm trying not to use the stuff that was glued down, but as you can see, what I'm working on right here is I've got my passenger lines here, there, over there, and this is my freight line. Now, I'm not going to move the freight line any further than where I'm at right now, because I'm hoping to put a switch in here and bring another line around to the mines, but I can't guarantee that's going to work. So what I'm trying to do is get these passenger lines moved a little further along so I can get my passenger station in, figure out where my tracks are going to come out, and then I will go and from there see what I've got room for with my putting my freight line down. So just going through and doing that today. That's all I'm really doing. Hope you guys are able to tune in and watch along. Again, not much happening. I'm testing out some live stream stuff and capabilities that I thought I couldn't do with my mobile device. Found some workarounds, and that's what I'm doing right now. Is just trying to see what's going on. So again, if you're watching, leave a comment. I'll try to get to them as quick as I can here on my YouTube. I've got the laptop on, but it's about 10 seconds behind my camera here today. Don't know if this is going to be something that I'm going to do all the time. What I'm going to do, I'm just trying to check out my capabilities and see what my options are. Didn't get any work done on this weekend on my train as much as I hoped to, but again, well, at least the week of, I'm sitting here kind of stuck at home on quarantine with my kids. My office is closed for another half a week technically is what they're going to try to see what they're going to need to do and reevaluate. However, my kids are off for another 2 full weeks of school here in Iowa, so I'm kind of stuck at home working a home radio studio for my network and trying to keep up on everything. So, needless to say, by the time you get done with that all for the day and taking care of the kids, you don't get a whole lot of time to relax in the training room like you want to. So I see I got someone else watching here. Hopefully that person will say hi. And I'll at least know who's out there and let me know how it's sounding, how it's coming through. Because I am not really able to tell what it sounds like. I guess I did bring my headphones up here. I could do that and just see how it's sounding and go from there. Yeah, it's not too far behind, but I guess I got an echo in here, so I'm sorry about that. I'm in the cavernous basement, and there's a lot of echo in here. It's all concrete walls and things like that. So, of course, listening to yourself on a delay is always fun as well, isn't it, guys? But, oh well, here's what it is. All right, so I'm going to decide right now how much further I want to take this radius down and keep working here. So I got to start getting this tightened up because I got to get this separated a little more so I can get my rail yard. There we go. I'm going to go to that size. And so I'm trying to get my passenger line set up because what this is going to be is I've got 2 passenger lines. This is what's going to come to the station. And the station is just a single platform station, nothing too fancy. But I've got 2 passenger lines. If you saw any of my pictures in social media over the weekend, last weekend, I was kind of measuring out how much room I needed for these passenger stations, and found out I need quite a bit of room, but I also need to get quite a bit of separation. In fact, I'm going to show you here in just a second. Let me get these rail joiners cut apart here really quick. I've got several rail joiners. I've got people all over the place while I'm sitting here working, moving around upstairs and doing all that kind of stuff, but let me go grab my station here real quick so you can see what I'm working with. This is just one of 2 platforms that I've got. But as you can see, I need a little room here. So I'm trying to find a way to get them in between there. And what I'm going to do is once they get straight, I'm going to probably put them down here just a little bit more. But really not as much room between as I thought. So that won't be so bad. But I'm just getting that worked out, get my stations hooked in here, and go from there. All right, so the carver says it sounds good. Thanks for stopping in, sir. I'm glad that you are coming down in and at least making an attempt to let me know it's working. Appreciate that. I don't know how long I'm going to run the live stream again. This was just a test for me to see what I can do. I wanted to watch it on my own big screen, but for some reason, it's not letting me put it on my own. The app on the television is not letting me put it on my own screen. Oh, got a rail joiner that's being a little bit persnickety. There we go. So, let's see what we got here. Move these over like so. I'm just going to change the radius just ever so slightly here on this train. Oh, I got to pull that apart a little more maybe. Trying to see what we got here. But at least it's working. Thanks, Carver, for checking in. I'm not promising the same quality that you get with Sparky and with Vinny, and Wilmer, but you know, just giving her a shot to see what I can do and what I can contribute to the community here as well. Okay, that's going to come out really nice, right the way I want it. So I've got to push my cork over like so. Perfect. Maybe that'll work. Maybe I don't want to do that yet. I don't know. Maybe I won't. It just seems like I'm pulling it too far apart. I can always bring it apart a little bit on the straight track. I think that's what I'm going to do. Instead of decreasing the radius, I'm just going to go and put it through on my straight track and make the separation go there as easily as I can. I'm not soldering the joints quite yet. I am putting in drop feeders every, well, just regularly intervaled like everybody else is doing. And, oh, I got some more people in watching, so say hello if you're in here watching. I'm just trying to see if this works at all. This is just kind of a test run for me today while I'm working on the layout and seeing what we've got. So, yeah, not a lot of exciting stuff going on, but thought I'd share what I'm doing while I'm doing it. Drop a few more nails in here. Trying to get this finally done so I can run trains in a continuous loop. But I have to get my passenger lines done first so I can see what I've got available for room before I bring my freight line down. Like I said, if I can, I want to still put a iron ore mine area in the back corner. But of course, I got to get that far first. If this is your first time watching any of my stuff, please don't forget to subscribe, hit that little bell icon. Again, just trying things out. Who we got here? Barn full of trains. Hello, Barn. How you doing? You know, Carver, I've been trying to figure out how to do that too. I was a little frustrated. It was better when the YouTube app would let me do it on a mobile situation where I could just link in, but they decided since I don't have 1,000 subscribers, I'm not important enough to them. See local listings. And I wanted to be able to still produce some content. So I had to try an app, a separate app that will hook into my live stream like a desktop computer would, but yet will still allow me to live stream from my camera. So it kind of makes the bridge between the two work a little bit easier. So that's what I'm doing right now. Just trying this out, laying some track. It's kind of what I need to do. It's all I can do to keep myself sane right now with all the stuff going on. Hopefully if you guys are out of work right at the moment or stuck at home quarantining and working from home, hopefully things are working well for you, I should say. It's been an interesting time here. Of course, we can't talk about the name of it because I don't want my YouTube channel shut down, which Sparky was nice enough to tell us all about. So I believe he said we have to call it the Showstopper because otherwise it will stop all our shows. And so, yeah, it's been fun. Well, I shouldn't say fun. It's been interesting. I'm working from home, and thankfully I've got a job and bosses that... I've got a job, first of all, that allows me to work from home. And I've got bosses who are understanding enough to realize that with the situation with my kids being out of school for, well, 4 weeks here in Iowa, they're going to reevaluate on the 13th, right after Easter, I believe. Around Easter time. I don't have my calendar because I haven't been thinking about Easter for a while. Hold on one second. My furnace thinks it needs to run every 15 minutes on the 15-minute. And the thing is, I don't even have the furnace on. But anyway, so my boss has been fairly understanding, and I really commend him for that because he could be, you know, difficult about it and say, hey, find your own childcare. But fortunately, everything I do is pretty well web-based. For my reports, my news stories that I put out for a network. So it makes things a little bit easier when you've got to work from home. But hey, if you're in here, shout out and say hi. Let's see who get Barn full of trains. Welcome again. Good to see you guys checking in. The Carvers here was watching as well. It's just a good day to work on trains. I guess I really haven't found a bad day to work on trains yet, but it's possible, I suppose. Anything is possible. Just getting out here and doing something in the layout room is just, it's good enough for me. And then I put the joiners on the wrong side. See what happens when you're not paying attention and you're doing your work and not thinking about it? You kind of tend to, well, I shouldn't say mess up, but you kind of forget where you are at the moment. Cut this flange back a little bit. Oh, I've got someone coming here. One of my little helpers is trying to come in here. I don't know if he's coming to help or if he's coming to be on camera or what he's trying to do, but that or he wants to know if he can do something on my Xbox. One of the two. What can I do for you, sir?
Can you tell me something?
What? He wants to tell me something. Okay, what do you want to tell me?
I made it to the NFL.
Oh, you won the championship game? Oh, right. Why are you talking like a little baby today?
And I'm on the Buccaneers.
Oh boy, Dollar Corn, Buccaneer. All right, he's playing Madden. He set himself up his own profile, and he's been working hard on it for an 8-year-old. But no, actually, I haven't been letting them do a lot of playing of video games until they've got some kind of schoolwork done. I know schoolwork is kind of hard to make them do in a situation like this, but they've got to do something. Fortunately, in Iowa, a little bit, well, I shouldn't say fortunately, it's different in Iowa. Our governor decided to not make the elementary kids finish up any standards right now. High school kids will have to, especially if they keep the shutdown going any longer, they'll have to make up their graduation requirements as quickly as possible. But they've waived them, at least for now, for elementary kids. Now there's going to be some reevaluation if they decide to keep things closed for the rest of the year, because we're going to be down to only about 6-7 weeks left when they reevaluate our situation here in Iowa. So it's waiting to see what they decide to do. And so I'm kind of hoping they let them go back, because I really am not looking forward to the idea of being home that much longer. Not that I don't like my kids, don't get me wrong, I love my kids. It's just a long time to spend with a little person that only wants to play video games when they really need to go to school. But there we go. Broke some of my tracks. Must be one of my used pieces that came off my old layout. A couple of these are brand new pieces. A lot of this stuff is stuff I either bought used from somebody online, some of those trade things, or I shouldn't say eBay, but I broke 2 of my flanges. Oh great, both of my flanges are broke. Well, that's okay. We can fix that in just a minute. Let me put down my cork so it stays where it's supposed to for right now. Pretty soon I'll have to do another drop feed, I think. This might even be the place to do it. But first things first, let's get the cork stuck down. And once that's stuck down, I will use my pin vise and drill me some new holes here in the track to be able to lay some of that. So this one's only got 2 holes in it. I don't know why. Usually the sectional track's got 3, but it seems that both the places where I have holes is where they decided to have the ties break. I've only got 2 broken ties, and both of them will be about where you drop a nail. So now I know a lot of you guys do the glue version of or glue stuff down with the cork road bed and the track, and I'll obviously when I get the scenery done and the ballast done, that'll get glued down that way. But coming out of my old layout, for some reason, I had hot melt glued all the cork down, and I really enjoyed doing that, all the cork down, because it made it really fast. I actually got the idea from Monster Rails. If you haven't had a chance to subscribe to him, do so, but I believe it's Monster Rails. He did it on one of his episodes I saw him do, and it's really slick. It works. The only problem with it is, especially on foam road bed, is the fact that if for some reason you decide to take it up, like for me, I had to take it up because I had to move, suddenly I'm pulling off track, which off the wood is one thing, but off of foam, it brings up a lot of pieces of foam. And then I'm stuck with cork road bed right now. That's got a lot of foam stuck to the bottom of it. Now, if I don't have to use it, I'm not going to, or I'll use it somewhere else to shore up some stuff here. But really, I'm going to try to avoid it. I've got plenty of cork. I got more cork than I really know what to do with at this point. Okay, I got it stuck. All right, so now I can put some spikes in here. I think this is going to be where I got to check my line here and see where the last time I ran drop feeders. Now I know some people say, oh, sectional track, you got to run one every place. Maybe you do. Some of you do, and that's fine. That's up to you. Where did I lay track? Oh, yeah, I'm definitely due for one. It's been a little longer than I even should have. I probably should have laid one back here or even there, but I didn't. So some of you guys do that, some of you don't. That's up to you. Again, personal preference is personal preference. All right, I gotta see which way okay. So time to get my feeder wires drilled in here. Line it up here. Find a spot to poke it down. Not that far from the main bus, I use those terminal joiners when I'm doing this. And I found that's been really good because I bring in my main line, and this is actually where the main bus terminates is on this table here. And so that's not the one I want this one. And so right now I'm not too far away from the terminal box where they come in. I bring the main in on one line, and I've got 2 boxes underneath, one for positive, one for negative, and then I can just drop these in, and if I have to, I connect a few feeders into one line with a wire nut and then bring a splicer over to the junction box. And I did that on my other side over at the ethanol plant, and I've been having good luck with it over there. So I'm just gonna figure if it works, why fix it? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Guess hard to concentrate on what you're talking about when you're trying to work at the same time, ain't it, guys? But anyway, for those of you who just joined, this is my first time doing live in a while. And so I'm just trying to see if it's feasible to keep doing this while I'm working. Again, just trying to bring my passenger line and my 2 passenger lines into where I'm going to have my station. It's a small station, almost too small when you look at the size of the trains that I'm bringing through. But I mean, I don't have room to put up a huge, massive expanse of a passenger line. In fact, you want to see a beautiful passenger line. If any of you guys have followed Colin Sullivan, he's got the Minneapolis Northwest Railroad, I believe is what it's called. Come on, get on there. He has done a fantastic job with his. Go over and look at his. He's actually, unfortunately, because of, no fault of his own, he had to. Some of it didn't work the way it was supposed to. It didn't come out. He has it in 2 sections, and for some reason, even though he had it set up, he had to redo it, which that really hurt because the amount of work he put into it, that had to hurt. I hurt for him. But he did a fantastic job on that. And I actually don't have a Homosote top, Carver, if you're there. This is actually, we pull some over here. Fortunately, it's right behind the camera. It's just this stuff, pink foam, 1/2 inch is what I've got sitting on top of AC plywood. Not AC, I keep saying AC, it's OSB plywood. First board I got was AC, and then I realized if I'm covering it with foam, why am I spending the money on AC plywood? So, yeah, I'm just drilling it through. It's got a 1/2 inch. I have 1/2 inch foam sitting on top of, I believe, 1/4 inch OSB. 1/4 inch or 3/8 inch OSB. I can't remember which one. I think it's 3/8, honestly. And that's what I have, just so if I want to carve some stuff down, I can. And it's been working well for me. And with pushing the pins in, oh, that doesn't want to go. Some of these joiners are really being stinkers today, let me tell you. Anyway, so yeah, for pushing the little nails down, the little track nails down, it's been really working well. I can't complain about it. Well, I can complain, but it doesn't do it no good, right? Alright, so I got my joiners down. Yep, they're sticking into the track where I want them, or the table where I want them. So I should just be able to keep laying track. That one joiner is just being, what's the technical term my mother used to use? Persnickety? Is that a word? I think it's a technical term, persnickety. So I thank you guys for who are here today watching me do this. This is, again, kind of a first for me, but I wanted to give it a shot and see if I could make something go out of it with a live stream. Holy, that thing has really got some tension on it. No matter. Let's do this. All right, push a track nail down. I've got tons of track nails. I've even got more than what I've got in this little drawer. This will be more than I need. I know that. I probably got several hundred, several thousand, whatever. Maybe 1,000. I don't know. I had a few of them because I thought for sure I would run out. And a guy had boxes of 250 of them he was trying to get rid of. And he sold them to me for like $1 a piece. So I bought like I want to say 8 boxes. Yeah, I think it was 8 boxes, so I probably got close to 2,000 track nails. Which, again, more than I need, but allows me to do this stick down with the cork to make that work. And there we go. And then I can just keep working there. I don't know, so I'm sure some of you have different methods of doing it. Like I said, some people glue it down. That's great. I did it with hot glue, and it came up pretty easy, but it was just a little more of a pain. And I gotta get some more curved track. Why I didn't bring my sectional track over here? 19. It was an 11 or 19 here. 19. I'm sure it's not 19 I've been using, but 11 would be too small. Oh, of course, I just saw that. What's going on there? I've got one track piece that does not want to play nice today, and I don't know why it's being so difficult. Now I gotta try to get this. This piece is fine, but now I gotta get this rail joiner in here. I don't know why it's being like this. I've got 2 brand new pieces here, and they are being, not brand new, but they're being really difficult for some reason. I really didn't want to shove a rail joiner way underneath the section there. There we go. I don't know why it's being like that, but there we go. Everything looks to be good there again. So I believe I'm using 19 here. Oh, let's do the 11. Let's put the 19. No, that's the 11. What if I read my own writing? Would be a good idea. Helps if you look at the labels. When you have label on here, it says 19-inch radius. Maybe you should just use the 19-inch radius box. Alright, so we're going to keep going there. Is this 19-inch? No. That's 11-inch, isn't it? Yep, that's 11-inch. Alrighty. Let's put these on. Let's keep going. Alright, we'll see you, Carver. Thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate you coming in and taking a look at how this is working. Again, this is just a brand new attempt for me here. If anybody else is in here watching, definitely leave a message here. I've got my phone on doing the filming, but I'm trying to run my laptop right next to me. It's on a little bit of a delay, but not bad, but at least I can see your comments being made. This might be, I may have to go to 11. Not because I want to, because I have to. Let's see what happens. Just need to make that one part of the turn just a little bit sharper. And it's worked fine before. I've done it in other places, so I don't want to keep doing it, but I just need to bring it. It's not as sharp as 9, but maybe it'll at least allow me to plug in and, not plug in, but get this turn just a little bit tighter, because I might be bringing 4 more tracks along here. Not that it can't be done, but I need to get some separation between this inside track and this outside track of my passenger line, so I can, the freight line can be tighter, that's not a problem, but I need to tighten up those passenger lines so I can do this. Alright, looks like it's in there. Pretty soon I'm probably going to have to move my camera the way it looks. Alrighty, there we go. Okay. Sorry I don't have any project builds or anything like that going on at the moment. They might be coming eventually. Depends if this works and I get enough, I shouldn't say positive feedback, but as long as I can make this work and it doesn't sound too bad, I may keep going this way for a while. I don't have all the little webcams and all that kind of stuff to do all this. Some of those guys are doing some phenomenal work. Sparky and Vinny, do some phenomenal work on their videos. A lot of those guys do. I've thought about doing it, but it's like, do I want to, devote that much time? And there's a lot of shows spread out over the course of the week, so I don't want to steal any thunder away from them. But if I can find a low spot like right now this afternoon, I could do something. Why not have a little fun doing it, right? Alright, and let's go one more of the 11s. Just because I think it might get me straightened out. Is that going to get it straight, or am I too far down? Well, we'll find out here in just a second, won't we? Alright, that's a little too much. See if a 19 would work better. Just want to get it so it's straight. 19 will be better. Or maybe I've got a half piece here. Because the 19 doesn't quite get it to straight. But the 11 half piece, that 11 half piece sure does. Well, maybe not. I'm using the most accurate measuring tool in the handyman's repertoire, my eye. Yeah, I suppose I could do a marking of a track plan, but for some reason I make these track plans and they're great, but they never come out the way I want them to. Yeah, right. If I put a 11 here, well, it's going to be too far. What I'll do is I'll hook one of my flex tracks up there, so that'll be where I leave that. So we'll pin it down here quick, at least get it started, and that's where we'll leave that one at this time. Okay, pin it down, nail it down, whatever you want to call it, putting it down. And because the reason I've got, like I said, if you're just joining me, the reason I'm running 2 lines here for passenger is there's going to be 3 lines coming around this loop here. Passenger will have 2, and then freight possibly 2. So technically there might be 4 lines here. I'm just trying to see if I can make it work the way I want it to. Because I've got 2 passenger trains, and I'm only going to be running one at a time because of my limited space on the layout. But I'm going to alternate how often they run. So, one might go around 2-3 times. I don't know. Pull it into its station, and then we'll switch off with another one and go that way if we can. But again, I want to have a spot to park the other train in that time. There we go. So there we have it. We've got that part done. And if you guys are watching, say hi, check in where you're at. Oh, I guess I have top chat on and not live chat. So I might have been missing some. I apologize. If I have been missing any comments, again, not intentional. All right, so we're going to keep going with the second line now. I'm going to bring that as far around as I dare and see how that goes. So again, just kind of a quiet day here on the layout room. Thought I'd try a live chat and see what's going on. In fact, I think I might just call her an afternoon here. Wanted to see how it worked, see how it went. In fact, I think that is what I'm going to do, because that way I've got room to work in here and I can keep moving and I don't have to kind of talk. But if you again leave a comment, let me know you watched it. Make sure it sounded all right. Again, I'm just testing this out to see if it's something I can do in the future. Yep, and that's what I think I'm going to do here. So put this last piece down, and then we're going to call her a... Is that it all the way? Yeah, it is. Let's see. We got persnickety rail joiners here. And there we go. All right. Where's my nails? There they are. Track nails. Put it down. Hold rail down. Come off from the way. Oh, that one's tough. Oh my goodness. Alright. Well, that's where I'm going to leave off this live stream here today, guys. Thanks for watching. I'm not going to take up your whole afternoon watching me lay track, but again, something I want to try. I appreciate you guys coming in and watching. Again, leave a comment, subscribe, like if you want, all that. But appreciate you guys stopping by here in the layout room. Have a good day.